Good evening, brothers, sisters, and friends. Welcome to our Friday meditation session. Today is June the 5th, 2020. Before we start our talk, I would like to invite the brothers, sisters, join me for a song, I Have Arrived, I Am Home. So we can refresh ourselves a little bit and we start to have a short talk. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I am solid, I am free. I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I dwell. In the ultimate I dwell. I have arrived, I am home, in the here and in the now. I am solid, I am free. I am solid, I am free. In the ultimate I dwell. In the ultimate I dwell. Dear brothers, sisters, and friends, first of all, I would like to thank my monastic brothers who have been helping myself and the community to continue the Buddhist practice and meditation session, Dharma talks during the past months, past 2-3 months since March, since the COVID-19 breaking, and we have to stop all the gathering, and we have created the online session, and the monastic brothers helped me a lot on this. And I also thanks to everyone who take your precious time to join us. And this online session, not only for Edmontonian, but many brothers and sisters around the world also can join us. And we have agreed that we all will take turn, and each of us will come to the session, and we will share with the brother and the sisters. And this week, Brother Peter Đức Tạng has asked me to be with the Sangha after the Vietnamese Dharma talks. In our daily life, when we have something uncomfortable, or everything we do in daily life, the purpose is just to comfort ourselves. For example, if we want to sit down, we're also looking for a good seat. So make sure that we sit down and we feel comfortable. When we are thirsty, we are looking for some drink. And the drinks just to satisfy our thirsty and make sure we feel comfortable with our desire. We are desire for water, and we would like to find something to drink so we feel comfortable. When we go to shopping, we are looking for a shirt, a jacket. We also will try them on and make sure we feel comfortable with the color, with the style, with the fabric, everything. Or even when we try sunglasses or glasses or a hat, anything we buy, we want to use them, make sure we have to have a good feeling for them. Even we are looking for a date, we have to looking for a person that we feel comfortable with the way they talk. They look nice to us, and every time we contact them, every time we talk to them, we feel comfortable. So when there's nothing wrong about that, but this is the topic for all of us to meditate on. So every single thing in daily life, when we want to do, we want to, especially we want to bring something to ourselves. And we always want something comfortable. That means we want to please ourselves in many ways, even a very tiny thing. When we have a new shoe, we have to try them on. We take a few steps and make sure we feel comfortable with the shoes. Otherwise, we won't buy. Not only a major thing, only sometimes something very tiny. Some people, they don't have, they are very hard to sleep. So if they travel to somewhere, they have to bring their own pillow. So make sure that, their own pillow will make them feel comfortable when they sleep. If they have to sleep on a pillow that have been used by a public, they don't feel comfortable. They have to bring their own blanket. So make sure when they put on, they cover the body, they make sure they feel comfortable to sleep. Otherwise, they're unable to sleep. Some people, they have a hard time to sleep. They cannot sleep on the other's bed. So no matter how late, when they visit some place, maybe if they can go back to their home, they will try all their best to come back home. So make sure they sleep on their own bed with only one word: I feel comfortable with. So therefore, the word comfortable becomes something very, very friendly to us. We always want something comfortable. But have we ever spent some time to meditate on? We want to please ourselves. So make sure we feel comfortable. But how do we please others? How do we treat others so they feel comfortable with the way we treat, with the way we act, with the way we come to them? Life always two ways. If only one way, still can be, but a little bit danger. If we are driving on some highway, and that highway have only one way, and that road must be more danger because sometimes two cars can hit because they only have one way. But if we can expand the road, so we have two ways, and we always have our own way, then we feel more comfortable to drive on that way, on that road, because we know the road now is more safety. My own practice is I always use daily things that happen, and I can bring them out and become an object for me to meditate on. And since then, I can find the way to live, make sure that I feel comfortable with myself, but also I have to make others feel comfortable. Sometimes we sit in the crowded. We sit right in the front, and we feel happy because we sit here, we can see things clearly, but we forgot that we may block somebody behind us. And if we are, a little bit skillful and more polite, we will turn around, we ask that person, do I block you? Or sometimes we don't feel, we feel weird if we sit right in the center and, we are quite big and we may block somebody and we may sit on the other side. And we make people feel happy right away without any words. Just a small action that can bring a lot of comfortable to others. This is a lecture. This is the object of meditation every day. So I used to tell my young monastic brothers, the classes that we have in school, we will be finished. And we know how many subjects we have for today, how many courses we may have for today in school. But we never know about the school of life. We never know what course we will facing tomorrow, unless we have to face them. But the practicing here is, do we have enough mindfulness to recognize, oh, this is a course today. Maybe you go to school, you will know how many subjects you have, how many courses for today. You have math, you have science, you have social studies, but in the school of life, we never know ahead of time. The only thing is, we need to cultivate the solidity within us. So the song we just sang, once you're solid, you are free. Solid is the cause, the practice. Free is the result of your practice. Freedom. And because we are looking for freedom, but we don't know how to make the word freedom become real. Before we have freedom, what do we have first? Fighting. We used to say, I'm fighting for the freedom. Right at the beginning, the result is freedom, but the starting is wrong. We are fighting. Why we need to fight? So when we use the word fighting, what arises in us? Something we have to use the power. Something we have to use a lot of power, a lot of energy to overcome on something, to step on something, to gain that freedom. But when we talk about peace, we don't say, I'm fighting for peace. We use the word, we pray for peace. Peace only can have when we know how to pray. And what is peace? The absence of violence. When there is no war, no violence, we call peace. When the world still have a lot of war within oneself, war around the world. So when we have still have a lot of craving, a lot of desire, a lot of negative desires, and the word peace, unable to become real. And that peace we have to fight for. But actually, peace we cannot fight for. We only can pray for. What is praying here? Join our palms, and make the request. Just like we pray to God, we pray to the Buddha, we request for something. I pray for the world of peace. We cannot fight for the world of peace. If one person, they have done wrong, and we all stand up, and we fight for that, and that will become the whole world of fighting. In our practice, when we call the word Sangha, Sangha means community. And the meaning of the word community in the Buddhist practice means harmony. If we have no harmony, no awareness. Even we are crowded. We are the whole group, hundreds or thousands. But we have no peace. We cannot communicate to each other. We cannot talk to each other. And this is not called the Sangha. The word Sangha is not only means the community, but which we call the community of harmony and awareness. Make sure we understand the word Sangha correctly. We are alone. We feel lonely. We are looking for another person to live with. And sometimes we call, I'm looking for a match, for my match. So we try to match with each other. Then what do we have to do? We have to cultivate a lot of patience. A lot of patience. A lot of harmony in order to make this happy family, this happy united, become real and everlasting. So we know that when we talk about construction, we are thinking a lot of work, a lot of effort. Everything we need to construct instead of destruct. If we want to destroy something, we want to destruct something, it's very easily. But we need a lot of time, a lot of effort to construct something. We can construct a house in few months, in a year, but we have to construct the energy of peace within that house for the whole life. The material like bricks, cement, drywalls, etc. can build a house, a building. But we need to use understanding and loving kindness to build the energy of peace within that house. Anything become a foam, that is also impermanent. So no matter how long is, how many years, how solid of this building, one day this building will become old and collapse. But the energy of peace within us, no one can collapse it. No one can destruct it. And even we have no more place to live, but the energy of peace within us still can flourish. In Buddhist practice, we call the positive karma, the good karma. When you have a good karma within you, you can be anywhere. You don't live here, you can go to the other place, you still can bring that positive karma, that good karma to continue. Because nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take the inner peace away from us. They can take away from you your house, your car, your possessions. But something within you, nobody can remove it. Anything that within us, like peace, like positives, only can continue, and nobody can take away from us. And how to continue this if we do not try to find some time to calm ourselves? So when we want to raise an idea of constructions of something, we always have a term, put your hand in. Or we want to help someone, can I give you a hand? Or somebody, when they ask us to help, they also will say, can you lend me a hand? They are asking for your help. So in daily life, we use the hand to raise the meaning of helping. And one of the things that we do every day is washing our hands. Because only clean hands can lift up something, can hold something, can bring something, can make something become more clean, more nice, more neat. Even the body, our body is dirty, we need to use the hand to scrub, to wash. We want to make the dishes clean, we use the hand to wash. Especially anything that related to ourselves, we need to put our hand into it to make it become clean, nice and neat. So washing hands is one of the action, the activity that we use every day, at least a few times a day. Or even before we go to bed, make sure we brush our teeth, we wash our face, we wash our hands, so make sure we feel comfortable, we on bed. If the body is still dirty, unless, no choice. If we have a choice, we want to have a comfortable feeling when we go to bed. So washing hands is something for us to reflect, to meditate, and to practice. And we have a gatha, we have a verse for washing the hands. Water flows over these hands. May I use them skillfully to preserve our precious planet. Very simple. Only 3 lines, but there are a lot of things to practice in there. Sometimes somebody doing something very beautiful, accidentally we come in with our mindfulness. We may break everything. We may drop them. We may make them totally collapse and broke. So what do we feel about that time? We used to say, I'm sorry. So that means anything that people have tried their best to do it, we must very carefully, otherwise we may break it. So why we need to have a clean hands? So we can preserve our precious planet. We need to have a clean hands to preserve everything around us. And this hand to construct, to build things, to make things more beautifully. But also these hands can break everything, can make everything completely collapse. Depends on how mindful when we use our hands. If we know how to wash the hands can be washed, clean, nice and neat, and we can wash away the germs, the bacteria. If not, these hands have a lot of bacteria, a lot of germs, and that may cause sickness to us, and we may bring sickness to many people around us. There are a lot of things for us to practice, to reflect. Let's say when we are brushing our teeth, why we need to have a good breath? Because we want people feel comfortable when we get close to them and we talk to them. Make sure we don't have a bad breath. That's why they have a few things to help us to kill germs, to help us to have a fresh breath when we talk to somebody. and make sure we have a good breath before we come out. And sometimes the way we test is we put our hands and we breathe out. And if that bad breath come back and we can smell it, and we know that is not a good breath. This is the way, it's very normal. People used to test that way. Same thing. When we talk, when we speak a word, do we listen to that word again to make sure that word we feel comfortable? And if we feel comfortable, that word can make others feel comfortable either. Practicing Buddhism is nothing. This is the way to reform, the way to refresh, the way to start over, to make everything better, newer each day. There was a king who wrote on his bathtub, I desire to make myself newer each day, newer each day. I must be a new person each day. Our body can be old. We get older by the time. So we say, I am 50 years old. I am 60 years old. We are old in the body, but we never old in the thinking, in the learning. Every day there is new things for us to learn. We need to update our knowledge. We need to update our views in order to make sure we make people around us feel comfortable when they surround us, they contact us, they love to be with us. And what is that for? Just to make ourselves feel more comfortable when we be in some place that is very new to us. We are new to the place, that's why we need to update our learning so we can adapt. And the other person can feel comfortable when they come to us because we are new to them too. So we may new to somebody and somebody may be new to us. And if we both can update, then we are very comfortable to be together. Somebody who are working if you are working with the technology, you have to learn new things regularly. So make sure you can adapt with all your new work. Right now, people working on computer. I know that a lot of company now, they don't need to be present in the meeting anymore. They can Skype and they can see each other. They can have a meeting far away. But if we don't learn that, we cannot be part of the meeting, and we can be very far, and we may lose our job if we don't learn this. And if we attach, we will say, this is who am I. No matter you accept me or not, I don't care. So the word I don't care is very easy to say. And when you say I don't care, then period, that's done. But if we say I do care, positive things can come. The parents, if we care for the children, we need to update ourselves to understand them. Where they live in the West. And we should know that the society now is different, our society before. So therefore we can see that lot of fighting, lot of war within us. So every time when we use the word, sometimes that word already make us feel, violence, uncomfortable. For example, if we have the habit, oh, I hate that. Even we don't mean it, but that become a very negative habit. Everything we facing, the first thing we say, I hate it. And if we learn to become a habit, a positive habit, wow, that's nice. And the word "that's nice" already make people around us feel, we can see the smile right away. And if we look clearly, we may have more ideas to share. But the first thing is we appreciate instead of pushing things away. So the first thing, if we can learn how to appreciate things, we may find out a lot of mistakes in there. But first thing is we recognize their effort. They're trying. And they come to us for idea, for opinions. We can tell them our opinion, our ideas, after we appreciate it. So everything people done for us, do not try to push them away. Yet, first of thing, we learn how to appreciate them first. Bring them close to us. And then now, we can point out what's wrong with that. They will appreciate us. Wow, I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your pointing out. I didn't see that point. Thanks for your correction. Why they appreciate all our corrections? Because we appreciate them first. This is two ways of life. Remember, life can be one way, but danger. Just like driving on the road. That road can be one way, but a lot of accidents happen. But once we can expand the road and we have two ways, more safety. This is all something we can see and we can learn. Sometimes people always treat us good, but we never treat them good. Still okay, we're still together. But remember, if one day they cannot handle that, they cannot stand for that, they cannot endure anymore, they will stand up and fight back. Why we need to do that? So everything we do in daily life, we must use the word meditate on. Another word, reflecting. I like to use the word meditate, because the word meditate means to stop and to look deeply. Only one word, meditate. But the meaning of this, the word meditate in Buddhist definition is very deep. Stopping and reflecting. If we don't stop, we cannot see things clear. Sometimes we pass by something and we see something, we say, stop, I want to see this clearly. Or when we look at some picture, we pause. So make sure we zoom that picture so we can see things clearly. Same thing. If something happened, don't just fight for that. Don't just, easily and fasting temper for that. Get angry for that. Zoom. Make sure we see why is that happen. Exactly when we want to see the picture clearly, we stop it, we zoom that picture. We make it bigger so we can see clearly. In life, we need to zoom on something so we can see things clearly before we define that. before we confirm this is right or wrong, we need to have time. We need to have time. We need to have the insight. We need to have the mindfulness to reflect on all of that. Lately, in the past week, we can all experience that the whole world have to fight with the COVID-19 not yet done. And the violence, the protests happen everywhere. I do not dare to discuss about this. But I just want to bring out another technique of practicing. We may stop and reflect deeply. If we think this is not right, and we are fighting for more, and sometimes accidentally we make it wrong. We feel that this is wrong. But if we do not have enough capacity of mindfulness to help to make it better, and we just fast react, we make things more worse. This is something I want to remind the brothers and the sisters. For example, when we are mopping the floor and we think that is wrong, we step there and we may spill out and we may make more things worse. And sometimes this happens a lot in our daily life. We want to make things better, but we don't understand, we don't know how to make it better. Sometimes the good intent may turn things become worse. So that's why in Vietnamese we used to say, you have the good intent plus we don't understand the situation. We may make the situation more worse. If we can know this is wrong, then you have to find out what is the starting point of this wrongdoing and how to make it better instead of fast reacting. The fast reacting can explode our anger, our disagreement, but they cannot solve the problem unless we sit down and we find a way. And we believe that we will solve the problem much better. Stand out of the view of politics. We just use one of an example to bring this into our daily practice. I only focus to the daily practice. I do not dare to discuss about anything that happened. I just want to use the picture as an example so we can zoom it smaller, that we can bring that into our daily life. Because if we can solve this within ourselves, within our family, and this will come wider to the society. My practice is I used to use things that daily happen and make that become a lecture for myself and turn that into the object for me to meditate on. Finally, I just want to remind the Sangha. If we can live, if we have a new day and make sure this new day we can go along with the new ways of living. In the morning meditation chanting, we used to remind the Sangha, this is the new day. I vow to go through with mindfulness. You can write this sentence out and leave it right at your door, your bed, anywhere that you can see them easily, and make this sentence become your mantra, become your secret, become your object of meditation. This is a new day. I vow to go through it with mindfulness. And with the mindfulness, we can solve all kinds of problems. And if we know that we want to have a new day, a new year, a new month, a new week, everything is new. Even a new house, new car, everything around us, we want to be new. If that is old, we want to rebuild to make sure that looks nice and new. Then one thing we have to be new is new us. So new year, new me. New day, new me. New month, new me. And if we can live new us, we can adapt with a new day. And this is the real day of peace, the real day of happiness. One of the prayer that we used to pray every day, may the day be well and the night be well. May the midday also be well. May the day and the night be well by the blessing of the triple gems. So may the day be well and the night be well. That means we wish that our whole day to be well. But everything we use, everything we, like the word we use, the way we behave, the way we talk, they are not well. Then how can we make the whole day in the well condition? And we wish that everybody to be well. Then how do we offer this wellness to many? We send a word to somebody. Have a good day, have a nice day, enjoy your day, whatever. We have a lot of positive words to wish. Then make sure we have a lot of ways to make this wellness become real, to make these positive wishes become real. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you have a new weekend with a lot of wellness, and make sure we turn all the positive wishes become real by our well practice. Thank you and have a good weekend. We will see you next Friday. And as you know,